I was pretty excited for Knack when it was revealed. I'm not that big on FPSs, so it was nice to see a platformer that looked like it had a nice concept. As the launch date of the PS4 came closer, more speculation and news on the console was coming in every day. Also, more news on Knack. When launch day finally rolled around and Knack was received with not so good reviews. Better than Sonic Lost World, but not by much, mostly 6s and 7s. I still had hope for the game as the same thing happened with Sonic Lost World. So when the PS4 finally came out, you sure took your time, greatness, I picked up Knack and Call of Duty Ghosts. But that was mostly for my dad. So, as you probably know from the earlier part of the paragraph, I was excited to play Knack. Just how good or bad is Knack? Let's find out. Story. The story is pretty in-depth for a game marketed towards kids. So you start off by seeing the country, well, we're never actually told who we're fighting for, so I'm just going to call it Knackville. So you start off by seeing Knackville defending their town, country, village, whatever, from the goblins. They have to find a more effective way to destroy the goblins, so 3 volunteers will volunteer to help with it. Ryder, a famous explorer, the Doctor, a famous inventor, and his assistant, Lucas, and Victor, a billionaire. So they go on an adventure to stop the goblins. There are a few plot holes, but other than that, it's a good story. Oh yeah, voice acting. Sorry I forgot to mention this in Sonic Lost World. The voice acting is actually pretty good. All the voices fit their characters except for Knack, who I think should have a more high-pitched voice, as his voice is very deep, and it's weird to see little Knack talk with such a deep voice. That's about as far as I can go into the plot without spoiling it, but I will say there are a couple of plot twists that are decently executed. Graphics and sound. The sound is sort of meh. It's not irritating or annoying, but it's not good. The graphics, on the other hand, won't impress you at first, but you see all those relics that he's made of? Those are each rendered individually. That's pretty impressive. Other than that, they look like a nice looking 360 game. But it's not bad, it's not exactly next-gen PS4 game. Overall, the graphics and sound aren't amazing, but they get the job done. Gameplay. You play as Knack, a creature made of relics. When you get relics, it refills your health and makes you bigger and stronger. There's really an amazing feeling of satisfaction when you pummel enemies as Big Knack that once caused you so much trouble when you were a small Knack. Think of this game as a mix of Crash Bandicoot and God of War, or Crash 14. I thought that the fighting in the game would get repetitive, as I think that most beat-em-ups are quite repetitious, but there are enough ways to take out foes. For example, you can use a Sonic-esque homing attack, your basic punch combos, or 3 different types of crystal attacks. Crystal attacks are attacks that you can use from crystals that you gather throughout the level. There is a ground slam that covers most of the ground, a Knack tornado, as I like to call it, a Knack-nado. Okay, I'll stop. And then one where you throw energy balls at all on-screen enemies. So as you see, there's plenty of variety in attacks. The platforming parts aren't very creative, but they're still fun. The game is hard and long. That's a good thing considering this new wave of point-and-click adventure games more commonly known as Call of Duty. Have you offended that crowd enough yet? Okay, sorry. The game can be a bit boring at times, just fighting wave after wave of enemies with no walking or platforming parts. But overall, it is a fun game.
We've got them on the run.
Overall, Knack is a very fun Crash of War game. It's especially good for a launch title. This game is a great game to pick up for your PS4, as we wait for the new Metal Gear Solid, Kingdom Hearts, Uncharted, and Crash Bandicoot. Make it happen, Sony and Activision. I would be very happy if Sony decided to make a series out of this game. Overall, I give Knack an 8 out of 10. This has been Bryce from Triforce Gaming Pros. I'll see you guys later. Bye.